Hi, it's me again with Corel Draw Tips and Tricks, and this is part two. I realized while the other video was loading, I didn't show how to scale the object. His scan that he sent me was the right size, but the photograph, which actually worked better, but if you're going to hand draw it like I did in the previous video, it doesn't really matter. But you need to scale it to size, so it gave me two dimensions. This is 3/4 of an inch, and this is 1.875. So just with the control button, draw a perfect circle and make it 0.75. And you can see how much bigger the drawing is than our real model. So we're going to click on our item and we're going to just bring it in equally. Still too big. Bring in a little bit more. Get a little closer. And I'm going to change my nudge factor here in just a second to 0.001, so I can just move it so minutely. And remember, just don't change the size of your circle. So I'm going to hold down the control button, and it's going to make my, well, I'm actually going to move this up a little bit more. So you can see my circle is still too big. So instead of going out and getting the handles, it'd be better. This is 38.4% larger, so let's go 38. Not enough. Let's go 36. We're getting there. I've got my nudge factor still real low, and I think I got it. That's how you would size that image before you start. Well, you could actually trace it before you start. Let's see how close we were. His outside dimension is 1.87. So I'm going to take my parallel dimension tool and go from there to there. I'm a little bit short. I mean, not much, but that could be a deal breaker right there. So let's get back on our item and make this 36.5. Let's nudge it down a little bit. Our circle still fits in there. That's why it would be important to have two dimensions. Now let's see how good we are. Parallel dimension tool. And it's kind of hard by the picture to know exactly where you're at. Now we're at 1.87 and he was 1.875. So that's going to be close enough because you don't know exactly where you're putting it. You could increase it just a hair more and go 36.7. Our hole still looks pretty good. And let's remeasure this. See if we went too far. Parallel dimension tool. Still 1.8. So it's either a point, depending on where you put your mouse. So I'm going to call that's good. So that's where you would start tracing, because your hole is big enough. That's the thing you really need to check. That's probably the most important factor in the whole deal, is the size of that hole when you're making this gasket. The outer part doesn't really matter because this is what's stopping the leak. These are just bolt holes. And this is, metal to metal probably. I don't know what kind of gasket it is. It's a really small one. Anyway, I hope that helped a little bit. Thank you for watching.